The champagne sparkled like liquid gold under the chandelier lights. Laughter floated through the air, and for a moment everything felt perfect. I was surrounded by friends, music, and the soft hum of celebration. Then I turned and saw my husband standing in the doorway, his face pale, his eyes locked on mine. And in that single second the world shifted. I had thrown the party for his promotion. Ethan had worked for years to earn that senior partner title, and when the news came through, I wanted to celebrate him, to celebrate us. The house gleamed. Candles flickered on every surface, and soft jazz played through hidden speakers. Everyone was smiling. Everyone except him. He hadn't texted me all day, but I assumed he was swamped at work, maybe planning a speech. I never imagined that when he walked through that door, he'd be holding a truth sharp enough to cut the ground from beneath us. He didn't move. He just stood there, one hand still gripping the doorframe like he needed it to keep from collapsing. "Ethan," I said softly, smiling nervously as heads began to turn. "You're late, but you made it." The guests cheered half-heartedly, sensing something was off. Ethan gave a slow, strange smile, one that didn't reach his eyes. "Yeah," he said, voice low but steady. "I made it. Just in time, I think." Something cold slid through me. He stepped forward, his polished shoes clicking against the marble, the sound too loud, too deliberate. Every conversation in the room died. The lights seemed too bright, the air too still. He reached into his jacket pocket, and I thought for a wild second he was pulling out the little speech I'd helped him practice last night. But instead he pulled out his phone, and placed it on the counter beside the champagne. Then he pressed play. The music was faint at first, soft breathing, a whispered laugh, then my voice. My voice. "Stop, Ethan might come home early," I heard myself say, breathless and laughing. Only it wasn't Ethan in that recording. It was someone else. My entire body went numb. Gasps echoed around the room. My sister's hand flew to her mouth. Someone set a glass down too hard. It shattered. Ethan didn't look at me. He didn't yell. He didn't throw anything. He just stood there, eyes glistening, not with rage but with something far worse. Disbelief. "How long?" he asked quietly. My throat tightened. I couldn't breathe. "Ethan, please, not here." "How long, Claire?" The way he said my name broke something inside me. I opened my mouth, but the words wouldn't come. The truth lodged in my throat like a stone. We'd been drifting for months. That's what I told myself when I crossed that first line. Ethan was always at work. Late nights, missed dinners, distracted kisses. I felt invisible, unwanted. And then there was Daniel, Ethan's colleague, charming, easy to talk to, the kind of man who noticed small things. New perfume, a bad day, a longing glance. It had started as friendship. It always does. Then came a moment, a night, a choice I can never undo. And now the man I loved stood in front of me, surrounded by the ghosts of our happiness, holding proof of my betrayal. "Please," I whispered. "Can we talk privately?" Ethan laughed. Quiet, bitter, hollow. "Privately. After this." He gestured toward the stunned guests. "After you lied to me for months. After you made me a joke in my own house." He looked at me then, really looked, and I saw what I'd done reflected in his eyes. A lifetime of trust crumbling in a single night. "I didn't plan for this to happen," I said, desperate now. "You were never home, Ethan." Don't," he cut in, his voice sharp as glass. "Don't you dare blame me for your choices." He turned toward the door, but I caught his arm. "Ethan, please, I love you." He flinched as if the word burned. "You don't love me, Claire. You love the version of me that doesn't exist anymore. The one who used to come home early, the one who believed in you." Tears blurred my vision. "We can fix this. I'll end it. I already did." It meant nothing. His jaw clenched. "It meant everything. Because you let it." He pulled his arm free, and this time he didn't stop. He walked out into the night, leaving the door swinging open behind him. And I just stood there, frozen among the faces of people who no longer knew what to say. The party dissolved quickly after that. Some whispered, others avoided my eyes entirely. When the last car left, I sat on the couch in my sequin dress, staring at the half-empty champagne glasses and the broken glass still glinting on the floor. The house that once felt warm now felt like a mausoleum. I replayed everything in my mind. The day Ethan proposed under that oak tree, the night we danced barefoot in our kitchen, the mornings he used to make me coffee just because. Every memory was a wound now, every laugh a ghost. How had I thrown it all away so carelessly? He didn't come home that night. Or the next. His phone went straight to voicemail. His office said he'd taken time off. I tried to find him, but he had vanished completely. His things gone from the closet, his toothbrush missing, his side of the bed cold. Days passed in silence. Then a letter arrived. It wasn't long, just a few pages. His handwriting was steady, but the words were heavy. Blair, I thought I knew what love was. I thought it meant forgiveness, endurance, patience. But tonight, I realized love also has limits. And mine broke the moment I heard your voice say his name. You say you were lonely. So was I. You say it meant nothing, but it meant everything to me. Every lie, every missing piece of truth. I don't hate you. That would be easier. I just can't live inside a story that's been rewritten without me. Please don't contact me. You deserve someone who makes you feel seen. And I deserve peace. Ethan. I read it once. Then again until the words blurred and the paper crumpled under my fingers. I wanted to scream, to undo it, to beg for another chance. But deep down I knew Ethan was right. I hadn't been faithful, not just with my body but with my heart. I'd stopped choosing him long before I realized it. I spent the next weeks in the quiet wreckage of what we'd built, sorting through photos, deleting messages, replaying the moment he walked away. Each memory was a lesson carved in pain. You can't love someone halfway. You can't neglect a bond and expect it to survive the storm. Months later I saw him again, by accident. Coffee shop downtown. He looked thinner, older but calm. There was a peace in his eyes that hurt to see. He saw me too. Our eyes met for a heartbeat that felt like forever. I stood half ready to go to him to apologize again, but he just smiled. Small, distant, and nodded once. Then he turned and left, just as he had that night. This time I didn't follow. I walked home through the city lights, the hum of life moving around me. The world hadn't stopped for our heartbreak. Never does. The night air stung my cheeks, and for the first time I allowed myself to accept what I'd lost. Not just my husband, but the version of myself that had taken him for granted. Love, I realized too late, isn't about the grand gestures or the perfect parties. It's about showing up every day, even when it's hard. Especially when it's hard. And once you stop showing up, once you stop choosing that person, it's only a matter of time before they stop choosing you too. The champagne had long gone flat. The guests had moved on, but the memory of that night, the music, the lights, his quiet, breaking voice, will never leave me. Because that was the night everything sparkled. Before everything shattered.